Perfect weather for painting. You know, they say paint is like concrete. The longer it stays wet, the harder it cures. No, that's dumb. Nobody says that. Alright, so I've got the whole area wiped down with thinners. It's as clean as it needs to be. And I covered up the stampings with some masking tape so that I don't fill that in and make it unreadable for the next guy. Alright, let's slap some paint onto it. Don't tell my wife I'm painting in my church clothes. Alright, so I have hand sanded the whole thing with 60 grit, then wiped it down twice with paint thinner and clean rags, using clean rags every time, and this rear section is now as clean as it's going to be. I decided I'm not going to just spray it and go for the gloss look because I'm not good enough and I'm also tired. I mean, you keep, just when you think you've got everything covered, then you find more imperfections. This stuff looks smooth and it feels smooth, but I'm sure when you spray over it, it's going to highlight those grooves. So now I'm going to do the rolling with a paintbrush, with a coarse roller again, to create a textured look, and I'm sure that's going to look awesome, and eventually it's going to get carpets in anyway. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay, so it's looking pretty good. I did go over it again with the dry roller once the paint was nice and sticky. It made for a much better look. So yeah, quite happy with that. I am going to start the next section now. It's going to become more tricky now because I'm not being able to sit in the car anymore. So let me wipe this section down with the thinners and then do that. Alright, it's actually quite a couple of hours later. The Springboks clobbered Italy. It was a ugly game, but hey, a win is a win. It was a good win. Now I want to do the 2 foot areas, if you want to call it that. I've got the heater running. It's very, very cold, but you gotta make progress. So yeah, let's go. I have a puppy that's not fully house trained yet, and she left me a surprise. Thanks, Layla.
A few moments later.
Alright, so at some point I stopped recording. The light is too bad and very few people are interested in watching me suffer, so yeah, I got in the boot and did its second coat everywhere where it hasn't had a second coat yet. There in the back it's got its first coat. I'm gonna let one of the little hammers get in the boot tomorrow and with small hands get into like back there and in between all of these nooks and crannies with a brush. I did a third coat back here, and as I was doing this, and I really love the texture, I must say I really love it, and I think it's going to look awesome. But as I was doing this, I realized all I actually have to do is just do a really bad spray job and get a lot of orange peel, and it's going to give me the effect that I'm looking for. In front, it's all done. Rolled out everything. Came out very nice. Some of you might remember from the start of the video, or another video, I can't remember, I've got these air vents or ankle vents at the driver's side and the smaller one on the passenger side. I'm actually going to leave those. I'm not going to try to fix them. I don't have sheet metal that's got these dents in them so that it will blend in, and I'm not going to try to bend it. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it. We are now officially ready for grey primer. Everything that I wanted rust treated on the inside is done. Everything else has been sanded and flattened. We're ready in front. There's another video on sealant where I put seam sealer, or well, I'm using it as a seam sealer, but it's Sikaflex that I've put in every crevice and hole that I'm afraid water might get into. That's all done. The only thing that I need to do, but I think that'll be a video all on its own, is these, we can probably call them rockers at the bottom here. They are very, very prone to rusting. Water gets in, it's got nowhere to get out, and then they just rust through. There's absolutely nothing left on my other car and my dad's car in there. And I really don't have advanced tools or anything to open them up and weld them shut again. So I was thinking what am I going to do? And I came up with a plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to open up, let me just give you context of where we are. So the rear fender will close this whole gap. I'm gonna open up a nice big rectangle here, which will allow me to use my sponge and stick method and get in here in that channel with the rust converter up until about midway. and then I'll open it up on this side as well and sponge and stick that away, and then I can just fold it, tack it in place, or just leave it. Doesn't really matter. I'll tack it in place and put that Sikaflex on to prevent water from coming in from the top. But that's what I'm gonna do. But I can do that at any time. I don't have to be rushed. I can come back and do that later. It's not gonna damage anything. It's not gonna hold me back. I just need to buck up the courage to get it done. I've got no idea how long this video is, but if you've made it this far, I really appreciate you. I can't tell you how much I do. Thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. This is going to be a long journey, but I'm really trying to make progress as fast as possible to keep it entertaining, or at least interesting. I know I'm not entertaining, but at least interesting. And one day she'll be pretty and driving around. Thanks a lot. Cheers.